Oh, great. Oh, no. I have a feeling that happens more than we realize. Hi. Come on in. If you want to park any stuff, you can park it right there. And how's it going? You don't have to. Yeah, so feel free to take your mask off. I just do it as courtesy. Can I give you a hug? Hello. Oh, guys, likewise. If you're tuning in online, thanks for joining us. We'll be ready in just a second. So, Erin, you can set up either side facing the center, and blocks, which might be helpful for your wrists, are just around the corner there. All right, welcome everybody. So we'll just start seated, just to find a groundedness. So as you start to feel your body settling on your mat, you can imagine your tailbone rooting into the earth. And imagining your spine like the stem of a flower, just growing. And maybe there's a little bit of movement that wants to happen in your spine. And remembering that the neck is part of the spine as well. And now just begin to tune into your center, whatever that means for you. It might be the navel, it might be above or below the navel. And invite a little bit more relaxation in this area. And as the belly relaxes, you might find that the shoulders can relax, that the pelvic floor can begin to relax. And now on your next exhale, you can keep your eyes closed. Let the chin tuck towards your chest and just begin to coil forward, just to where you feel comfortable. But you can imagine you're navel gazing. So you're looking at your belly button. And when you breathe in, let the spine stack one vertebra at a time, stacking to come back up. Then exhale, dropping the chin, coiling forward. And as you inhale, stacking the spine to come back up. So we'll do that once again. Tucking the chin, rounding the shoulders forward, letting yourself melt over your legs. And then if you'd like to extend your arms forward, you can do that, just letting the elbows soften. And we'll stay in the forward fold, but let the chest and head come up. Nice, and then you can walk the hands back in to come back up. And we'll cross ankles and shift onto hands and knees. And if being on hands and knees is a little intense on the wrist, you could come on the forearms or hold on to blocks with your fingers dangling forward. Yeah, the fists are good too, if that feels good to you. We're going to draw back, sitting towards the heels, but looking towards the navel as we do so. And breathing in to come forward. You can let the heart and head lift slightly. And then drawing back, looking towards the navel. And then coming forward again. We'll draw back one more time. And then as you come forward to hands and knees, keep looking at the navel, feel the back lift towards the ceiling. Then breathing in, can lift the head, let the hips tilt back a little bit. Coiling in, so cat pose, like an angry cat. And inhale, relaxing, lifting the head. We'll do that one more time, coil in. And then opening the heart. Now we'll come either to down dog, or you can take a puppy, which is kind of like child's pose and down dog combined. And if you're in down dog, you can walk in place, the feet. Nice. And just invite the neck to release a little more. And we'll slowly bring the feet to the hands. And then once you come to the top of the mat, bend the knees a little bit to slowly roll up. Nice. Beautiful. Great. Nice. So once you come up, the feet can be hip distance apart, parallel to each other. I'm going to take the arms out to the side and then bring the back of the wrists towards each other as your hands come in front of the body. And you can do a little bit of rounding in the back and turn the palms up towards the ceiling. And if it feels comfortable, flex the fingers towards the floor. It's like you're about to give somebody a hug. Nice, then turn fingers towards the ceiling. Bend the elbows, bringing the fingertips towards the shoulders. And we'll bring the hands together. And as you take the arms forward, feel the shoulder blades spread across your back. Bend the knees a little bit as the hands start to come up. You can take the hands apart if it feels a little too intense. Nice, then we'll bring the arms down, straightening the legs. And now we'll bring the hands behind and bring all the fingers together, including the thumbs. Then we'll bring the backs of the hands together. So just what we just did, same flow here. Palms turn up, fingers flex for the floor, and like you're about to hug somebody in front of you, opening up. Fingers turn up, bend the elbows, drawing fingers towards the shoulders. And now as the palms come together and you press the arms forward, we'll rise up onto the tippy toes. So if you can focus your eyes on a single point in front of you, that might help your balance. It's the same flow with the arms. They come down, and as they come behind you, all the fingers and the thumbs come together. And now as you round the back, bend the knees just as deeply as you feel comfortable, bringing the backs of the hands towards each other. Palms turn up, fingers down, like you're hugging somebody. Fingers turn up, bend the elbows, and then palms come together. Let the heels sink as the arms come forward. Nice. And then we'll let the arms reach up. And then as you straighten the legs, we'll take the arms forward If it feels comfortable to you, you can interlace the fingers and press the palms forward so you feel the shoulder blades spread across your back. Just a little bend in the knees. We're going to rotate over to the right from the navel, ribs, chest. Then you can let the right arm wrap around behind your back, just pressing the left hand out to the right side. Nice, then we'll bring both hands together, coming center, and then rotate over to the left. And notice if the hips are trying to twist with the spine. Maybe that left hip can push forward a little bit. So if you're feeling torque in your knees, see if your hips can come to face the front of your mat a little bit more. Nice, and we'll come back to center. Nice, so now we'll take the arms up and we'll fold over to the right. So pressing both arms over to the right. Then the right hand can press down towards the floor. And as the left hand presses up, it presses over to the right just a little bit. Nice, and then we'll bring hands forward and up, and then folding over to the left. And left hand can come down. Feel free to look at that hand or foot. Great, and then we'll come back up. Nice, and then we'll come into chair pose. So if you'd like to bring big toes together, heels can be a little bit apart. And as the arms come up, feel the shoulder blades spread across your back. Let the throat come forward to lift the chin slightly. And relax your eyebrows. Now we'll take a forward fold. Letting the fingertips come to the mat. Lift to a little bit of a flat back as you shift your weight to your right foot. You're going to lift the left foot back. Big giant step. We're going to come to a high lunge. So maybe the hips can drop down and forward a little bit so that you're nice and supported in your core as you come up to your high lunge. Beautiful. Nice. Now we'll bring the palms together, and as they come towards your chest, shift your weight onto your right foot, then bring that knee forward. And it's like you're doing a crunch. You can even hug the knee, but let the shoulders pull down. They'll want to pull up into your head, so see if you can push them towards your hips. Then let that foot release. Back to our chair pose. Sinking towards the earth as you reach for the sky. Taking that forward fold. Then lifting to your flat back as you shift to your left foot. Big step back with the right foot. Nice soft left knee as the right foot lands. Nice. And then pushing the hips down and forward helps your center come in towards your spine, giving you support as you rise. Beautiful. Then palms come together. And as they come towards the heart, shift down to the left leg. Bring right knee forward. Hug the shoulders down. Maybe hug the leg. Beautiful. And now we'll let that foot come down. Bending both knees, coming into our chair again. Taking the forward bend. And now we'll bring hands onto the shins. Little heart lift. And as you shift your weight to your right foot, step left foot in line with right foot. Let the right hand come onto the inside of the right calf and push your hips towards the left side of your mat. Feel into straightening the right knee as you take left hand up for the ceiling. Nice. And if you can turn your right palm in towards your calf, you'll get a little bit more fold. So if you have the back of the hand against the leg, just turn palm in. Yeah, and press against the calf as you push your hips towards the side of the mat. Got it. Nice. Now we'll bend the right knee, floating up. And then press the right hand towards the ceiling, opening the right rib cage. And reach left hand down towards left ankle. Sink into the right knee. And maybe you look at the left foot just to relax your neck. See if you can keep this openness in the right ribs, contraction in the left ribs as you wiggle left foot in until you're able to come onto that big toe. Yeah, and you'll find this point where you'll want to collapse on the right side. So keep stretching up towards the ceiling. Nice. See if the toe comes off the floor. Beautiful. This is half moon variation. Great. Now we'll sweep right arm back, roll left knee forward. Nice. And then we'll do that curl in, bringing the knee to the chest. You can give it a hug if you like. And gently releasing. Big toes together, or back to our chair. Taking the forward fold, hands to shins. And as you feel a little lift to the chest, step back with the right foot. And then left palm comes to the inside of the left thigh. Tucking your hips towards the right side of the mat. Feel into straightening the left knee as right hand comes up towards the ceiling. See if the hips will push a little bit more to the right. And you can also invite the head to release. Floating up, bend the left knee. Reach left hand up for the ceiling, right hand down towards right ankle. Feeling the left ribs opening, right ribs contracting. And see if you can keep that as you wiggle right foot in towards the left and come onto that big toe. Yeah, feel free to hold here. Keep opening the left ribs, reaching that palm up. See if the right foot can come up. Take your time. Nice. And left arm sweeps back, roll right knee in. And then coil, bringing knee to chest. Maybe give it a hug. Nice. And we'll let that foot come down. Breathing in, arms rise. Breathing out, taking a forward fold. Nice. So now we'll do that same lifting of the left leg. This time as you step back, align that foot with the right foot. So you have a nice long stance. Sink into the right knee. You can either keep right hand on the outside of the right foot to the mat, or you could use a block there. You could also just bring elbow on top of the thigh and let the left hand reach overhead. Nice. Feel the left bicep, hug your ear, and press into the left heel, imagining your spiraling left knee forward. Nice. Take one breath in. Then as you exhale, let both hands come to frame the right foot. Lift the left heel, and we're going to come up to our lunge. So if you feel like you need to step the left foot forward a little bit for more balance, feel free to do that. We'll rise up to the lunge. Great. Then palms together, we'll shift to right foot, bringing left knee forward. Feel that scooping into your core to give yourself a hug. Nice. And then letting feet come together, arms rise. Folding, exhale. And as the hands come to the floor, lifting right leg, stepping that foot back aligned with the left. And either left hand staying on the outside of the left foot or elbow to thigh. And then let right arm come up overhead. So if you have elbow to thigh, press down with that elbow so you have some separation between your head and your shoulder. Press into the back heel, turning that knee in just a little bit. Nice. Both hands frame, left foot. Lifting right heel, maybe shorten your stance a little bit so you feel nice and steady as you come up to your lunge. Beautiful. Palms come together, and as they come towards the heart, shift onto left leg, bring right knee forward. Maybe give it a hug. Beautiful. And we'll bring the feet back together. Breathing in, arms rise. Breathing out, taking the fold. Okay, so we're going to come into that shifting to the right foot, lifting the left leg, and then come into your lunge again. So high lunge. Take your time coming up. Beautiful. Now we'll just press the palms forward. You can interlace the fingers or not, but feel the shoulder blades spread across your back. and the hips tuck under a little bit. This is kind of like a mini cat pose. So you open the back more. Okay, and we're going to twist to the right. So feel the navel rotate to the right, ribs and chest. Great. Now left hand can come to right knee and right hand can come behind you. Feel free to stay here. If you feel comfortable coming down to the left knee, you can let the left knee come on down. Okay, so feel free to hold this gentle twist. If you want to go a little bit deeper, hug right knee to the left and slide left armpit to the outside of that leg. Left fingertips coming to the mat. Nice. If that feels okay, then lift the left knee and let right arm come up overhead against your ear. Yeah. If you have the left knee lifted, really commit to lifting that knee. Nice. Deep breath in. Both hands frame the right foot. We'll step feet together, come into a forward bend. Just let the head release. You can bend the knees as much as you like so the belly can rest on the thighs. Let the head go. Let the shoulders hug towards the hips a little bit. Nice. And from here, we'll lift to a flat back, lifting the right leg. Here's our big step back to come into our high lunge. Beautiful. We'll work with our twist. So pressing the hands forward, sit bones under a little bit, opening the back. Then rotate to your left from the belly button, chest, ribs. Nice. Right hand can come to the outside of the left knee. Yeah. So Aaron, either switch your twist or switch your feet. So we have left knee forward. So you can twist to your right if you did the other side, right? Yeah. So just twist to your right. Yes, you got it. And then if you want to bring the knee down, just take your time. If you're taking that final pose, hug the left knee or the front knee to the center and let that hand come to the outside of the foot, lifting the back knee and then taking the arm overhead. Nice. One more breath in. And we'll frame the left foot. Step feet together. Let the head bow. Nice. And then we'll come to a little bit of a flat back, breathing in. Exhale, let yourself melt forward. We'll bring the big toes together. Then we'll come into chair pose, sinking towards the earth as you rise the arms. And the more you can press the shoulder blades forward, the more space you have for your neck. Nice. Now we'll take a forward fold. And as you lift to your flat back, left foot steps back. We'll come to warrior one. So let each foot have its own track instead of single tracking like we've been doing. Nice. But press the left heel into the floor. Feel that sit bone point towards that heel. Feel the right sit bone pointing towards right heel. Take your time coming up. You might just bring your hands together at the heart or take the arms up. So if your heart rate gets a little too high, you can always bring palms together at the heart. Nice. And then we'll bring the hands down. Now your choice. You can come to the knees or to a plank. And we'll shift to come to the belly. Little cobra. Breathing in, just feel the heart lift. Nice. And then from here, you can come to the knees or to plank. And then we'll come into down dog from there. Feeling free to step the feet in if you feel a little stretched out. Invite the neck to release. Then walk the feet to the hands. And we'll lift the heart, shifting weight to left foot. Letting right leg lift. And that big step back to warrior one. Pressing into the right heel. Feel that sit bone pointing towards the heel. Left sit bone pointing towards left heel, coming up either palms together at the heart or taking the arms up. Nice. You want to feel some traction with that back heel. So sometimes we like to single track, which makes that back foot want to turn out more. So if you can take the left foot to the left a little bit, you might find you can turn that back foot in just a little more and really anchor that heel rather than folding on the inside of the foot. And we'll bring hands to the mat. Your choice to come to knees or to plank. Take your time to shift and lower. You can either come to cobra, or if you're feeling up dog, you can go there. And either going to knees or to plank, and then to down dog. And walk the feet to the hands. Lifting to flat back, breathing in. Folding as you breathe out. Big toes come together. Bending the knees. We'll scoop the arms forward to come to chair pose. Beautiful. So we'll take the forward fold. And now just lifting to a flat back. We'll step both feet back to plank or to the knees. Feel the shift to lower. Choosing your back bend, whether that's cobra or upward facing dog. Nice. Going to the knees or plank on your way to down dog. Okay. So you can feel into coming to the knees for this. If it feels okay for you, let the right leg lift while you're in down dog. Or you can just bring left knee down to lift the leg. And we'll draw that knee towards the nose, shifting the weight forward to bring that foot between the hands. So our warrior one again, just from the back. So letting left heel root. Take your time rising up. Beautiful. Now we'll imagine we're grabbing hold of something, making fist, pulling it down. And feel the shoulder blades slide down your back. Nice. We'll reach forward and up. Breathing in. Exhale, pulling down, opening the chest. Great. One more time. Breathing in and breathing out. Pulling down. The hands can come to the lower back. Feel free to interlace the fingers or just rest your hands on your lower back. Sink into the right knee a little more. And as you look toward your navel, gently fold. Nice. And then we'll let both hands frame the right foot. Either go to the knees or to your plank. You can always come into child's pose if you ever need it. Take your time if you're moving through your vinyasa to shift toward and lower. Choosing your back bend. Nice. Going either to knees or to plank. On your way to down dog. Nice. Great. And again, you can come to the knees or let that left leg come up while you're in down dog. Bringing the knee towards your nose. Feel your weight shift forward to plant that foot. Nice. Right heel roots. Let that back foot turn in just a little bit. Yeah. Breathing in, arms rise. Grabbing hold, making the fists, pulling the elbows down. Nice. Inhale, reaching forward, rising. Exhale, pulling down. And one more breath in. And breath out, pulling down. Nice. The hands can come to the back. Hugging shoulders together a little bit. And tucking chin. Looking toward your navel to take the fold. Relax your jaw. Let both hands frame left foot. Either come to plank or to knees. And take your time if you're moving through that vinyasa. Feeling the breath in, guiding you to your back bend. And the breath out takes you to plank or to the knees, and then into down dog. Inviting the neck to release. You can walk the feet to the hands and take a moment in your forward bend. Feel free to hug the legs or hold your elbows with your hands. Invite the neck to release. Yeah, I'm just noticing any jaw tension that can soften. Nice. Now we'll come to a flat back. You can bring hands to shins. Taking a forward fold. And then we'll come all the way to standing. You can reach forward or out to the side to float up. And just let the hands come together at the heart. All right. So now we're going to take a big step back with the right foot. So we end up facing the right side of the mat. Just have a little bit of turnout in the feet. It doesn't have to be super ballet turnout, just a little bit. And we'll bring the hands up overhead, maybe touch fingertips together. And then press the hands and the hips forward just a little bit to lengthen the spine. Nice. Now we'll bend the knees, coming into a squat. So notice if you're starting to lean forward. Yeah, if you are, it's okay. Maybe straighten the knees a little bit, come up. Okay. And we're going to bring the hands forward, palms facing away from the body. Feel the shoulder blades spread across your back. And we'll take a gentle twist to the right. So the navel rotates to the right, then the ribs and the chest. Notice if the right hip is trying to pull back. See if you can tuck down and forward a little bit. And we'll come back to center. Feel that cat shape in your spine, just a little bit. Then rotate to your left from the ribs, chest. Yes. And if you feel that left hip pulling back or the right knee folding in, drop the left hip down and forward a little bit. Nice. We'll come back to center. Press the shoulder blades forward a little bit. Now feel, we're going to come into a side bend, but we're going to move the ribs over to the left and up. And that's what's going to fold you to the right. Keep pressing shoulders forward a little bit. And breathe in, come back to center. Then move your ribs over to the right to fold to the left. Pressing left shoulder forward, keeping the knees open equally. And back to center. Now we'll take the hands behind the back, either interlacing or just resting the hands on your back. And hug the shoulders down towards the floor. You can look at the floor for a second and feel the hips scoop down and under. Now let the heart start to lift. Let the throat come forward to lift the chin. So you feel a little openness in the front body. Now we'll release the hands. Push the heels apart so your feet come parallel to each other. And we'll slide the hands down the backs of the legs, coming into a forward fold. And you can either continue to hold the legs, or if it feels comfortable for you to bring your hands to the mat, you can do that. Feel free to use blocks. And let your weight shift towards your toes. Not so much that your heels come up, but just enough that you feel your ankles supported, your knees supported, and your head able to hang. Notice if you're trying to work with your shoulders. Invite the shoulders to release instead. Nice. Now walk the hands forward. And as you come to a flat back, the hands come level with the head. We'll take the left hand directly under the face. Feel free to use a block here or fingertips to the floor, whatever feels good for your shoulders. Feel the hips tuck down and under to lengthen the lower back. And we'll take a twist, reaching right hand out to the side. So you have a nice tabletop back. And the right hip may want to shift. See if it can tuck down a little bit to the left. Beautiful, and then we'll let the right hand come down. Turn the heels towards each other, so you have that turnout in the feet. Bend the knees, and we'll take the arms out to the side to come up to standing. And then you can just bring the hands together at the heart. Sink into the back knee, and then push off that foot to come back to the front. Nice. Okay, so we'll do all of that on the other side. So stepping back with the left foot, nice wide stance. Little bend in the knees. Hands or fingertips come together overhead. We'll start with the legs straight. Yeah, and just see if you can feel your tailbone, your sit bones tuck forward a little. Yes, nice. And then you can press your hands forward a little bit to open your shoulder blades. Yes, nice. Great. Now we'll bend the knees. Yeah, again, don't feel like you have to go into a ballet turnout, just a slight turnout. Turn the palms away from you. So you feel your shoulder blades spread across your back, reaching in front of you. Feel the sit bones tucked down and under, lengthen lower back. We'll rotate to the left from the belly button, ribs, chest. Yeah, you can keep the hands together. Interlacing the fingers can help that. Now notice if the left hip has twisted back. See if it can tuck down and forward a little bit. So you're just rotating the spine. Then we'll come back center, inhale. Tuck the hips down and under again. Nice. Shoulder blades press forward, spread and cross your back. Then rotate to the right from the belly button, ribs and chest. So you may not go very far. That's okay. So if the left knee has dropped in, maybe take some of the rotation out of your hips. Great. And we'll come back to center. Now moving your ribs to the right to contract to the left. So feel the ribs open on the right side, contract on the left side. Press the hands forward, open the back. Nice. Coming back center. And then moving the ribs to the left to fold to the right. Press right shoulder forward a little bit. Nice, beautiful. Coming back to center. We'll take the hands behind, either interlacing or resting on the back. Tuck the hips under so you don't come into a back arch. Feel the tuck on. Nice, nice. Beautiful. Then let the chest lift. Let the throat come forward to lift the chin. Great. And then we'll take the heels apart, feet come parallel. Just sliding down the legs with the hands so you come into your forward bend. Feeling free to hold the legs or let the hands come to the mat. Nice. Now some of you may play with headstand here. So if you're working there, you want your hands shoulder width apart and level with the feet. Keep looking towards your navel and feel your weight shift towards your toes. Only if your head easily comes to the floor, start to draw the knees in towards your elbows. Nice, and then maybe the feet come up. Otherwise, just enjoy the relaxation in your forward bend with your weight on your toes. Invite the neck to release, invite the jaw to relax. So if you're in the headstand, just take your time to come back down into that forward fold. We'll all walk our hands forward. And as you come to that flat back, the hands are level with the head. Tuck the hips down and under a little bit. Lengthen the lower back. And feel the shoulder blades spread across your back. Your chest muscles active. Taking the right hand under the face. Reaching out with the left hand. And then for the ceiling. Keeping the weight even on your feet, on your hips. The rotation coming from the spine. Nice. And then left hand comes down. Heels turn towards each other as you bend your knees. And as you drop the hips down, take the arms out to the side to float yourself back up. And you can bend the left knee a little more, creating that spring so you can step to the top of the mat. Right, so we'll bring the hands together at the heart. Nice. All right, so Your choice to keep feet hip distance apart or bring their toes together. And let your eyes find a spot to focus on in front of you. We're going to rise up onto the tiptoes. Now, if the knees want to lock and you find yourself doing a back arch, maybe let the knees bend a little bit so you can keep the hips a little bit tucked under, lengthening the spine. And we'll turn the palms towards the floor as the hands are level with the chest or the shoulders. And then feel into bending the knees. So just go where you feel comfortable. You may find you can go all the way down. If not, no worries. Great. Nice. Now we'll just let the fingertips come down, and then you can join us. Yeah, there we go. Now we'll work with twists here. So the hands can walk to the outside of the right thigh, keeping the knees and hips facing forward. So this is stage one. Feel free to just work here, seeing if you can feel the rotation more from the spine and not so much from the hips. Next step, if you choose to go there, is working on variations of side crow. So that would be palms flat, fingers away from you, and bending both elbows. So you have a nice shelf. So if you're newer to side crow, you can bring the hip onto the back elbow, knee onto the front elbow, and just start to shift your weight so your head can come to the floor and the feet can come up. And then maybe the head will come up. Nice, and then we'll take our time coming back to center. Then hands over to the left. Either just working the twist or working those side crow variations, the palms flat, elbows bending. Again, if you're doing the beginner version, you can bring the hip onto that back elbow. Key is to bend the elbows. Nice, and then we'll come back to center. And now we'll let the feet come together, the knees open, and you can reach the hands forward, coming onto the tips of the fingers and looking towards the navel. So this is variation one of crow pose. If you want to work more towards the arm balance, you can slide the hands in, let them be shoulder distance wide, let the elbows bend. And then you can squeeze your shoulders with your knees, shifting your weight forward. Maybe one foot comes up, maybe the other. Nice, take your time. Beautiful. Nice. And once you feel complete, you can come to hands and knees. And we'll come all the way through the belly. And once you land here, you can let your hands come through your lower back. We'll start turning the head to the right. So you want to just relax the head here. Then press your toes into the floor. Let the pubic bone press down into the mat. Let the right arm circle out to the side. And as it circles overhead, let the head and shoulders lift, so you're looking forward. Then let the left leg come up once you come center. Okay, and then come back to the original position, but turn head to left. Then let the left arm sweep in a circle out to the side, then overhead, lifting the head and shoulders. Then right leg comes up. Come back to the original position, head turning to the right. Right arm sweeps around, upper body lifts, left leg comes up, head turns to the left as you come down. Then left arm circles around, lifting the upper body, then right leg. So you're looking forward. Nice, and then gently coming back to the original position and let the arms just relax, either next to the legs or you can make a pillow with your arms under your head. And feel free to do a little wiggle with the hips. And feel the sensation of your belly against your mat. You might feel your pulse there. the center point of our body, of our energy. Nice. And now we'll take both hands to the lower back again. This time center the head. You can either just let the backs of the hands rest on your back, or you can interlace your fingers, palms together. Feel the toes, the pubic bone tuck into the mat, the chin tuck a little bit, so you feel everything pull into your center. Then radiate from that center as everything lifts, breathing in. Let the legs come up, chest come up, head come up, nice. Now let the toes spread like you're pushing the balls of the feet into the wall behind you. Then let the throat come forward to lift the chin. If you have the interlace of the fingers, push the shoulders down towards your mat. See if that brings the hands up a little bit. And we'll melt down the exhale, just letting the arms release. Nice. Again, you can just tune back into the center, feeling the pulsations in your core, that vital force alive and well in your center. Beautiful. And now when you're ready, hands can come next to your ribs. And your choice to come to cobra or upward facing dog. And from there, you can come to the knees or to your plank. And then either into down dog or child's pose. And if you're in child's pose, feel free to stack your arms and just rest your head on your arms. Invite the jaw to relax. And feel a little space come into the back of the neck, the back of your ribs. Nice. Now we'll let the hips sink into the heels and slowly roll up to sitting on the knees. So if this feels a little intense on the knees, you could put a block between your feet. If that feels better to you. We're just going to be here for a second. So we'll take your hands behind the back. And as you interlace the fingers, hug the shoulders down towards your hips. Tuck the chin a little bit. And then feel your tailbone hug between the feet. Now as you breathe in, feel the chest start to lift away from the hips. Then let the throat come forward to lift the chin. Nice. And then let the chin come down. And now we'll slide the left foot out. Okay, so you can have it wherever it feels comfortable. If you can keep the heel kind of close to the hip with it staying grounded, that's great. But if it needs to come forward a little bit, feel free to do that. And then you could also bring a block under your seat too. And we'll take the right hand underneath the right knee. Imagine that you're trying to pull that knee off the floor, but it's resisting. And the left hand will come on top of the thigh, and you're pushing that knee away from you. Let the hips tuck down, and then you can slowly twist to look over your left shoulder. Nice, so feeling that twisting from the navel, the ribs, the chest. If you're feeling that left hip trying to lift and pull back, invite it to sink into the earth just a little more. Nice, and then we'll come back to center. And you can lean forward, just slide that knee down, and then we'll bring right foot forward. Okay, so left hand sliding underneath the left knee, like you're pulling it up, and then right hand pressing against the right knee takes you to a twist to the right. right sit bone tucking into the earth. Beautiful. And then we'll come back to center. And then just let that left foot come out from under you. So you come to a seat. We'll bring the bottoms of the feet together. And now we're going to push the feet away from the body. So you have this kind of long diamond shape. And you can hold either your ankles or your toes. And feel your body just cascading over the legs like a waterfall. And if the hands can come to the mat in front of you, feel free to take that. Let the shoulders hug down towards the mat and a little bit back towards your hips. Now you want to feel this stretch, if there is a stretch in the outer hips. If you're feeling more inner thigh, then slide the feet away from you a little bit more. And then feel the neck, the back of the neck. Invite more space there by tucking the chin into the collarbones. Feeling your sit bones, your tailbone rooting into the earth to bring space into the lower back. Nice, and we'll slowly roll up. And once you come up, let the left leg extend out. Slide the right foot in towards your inner thigh. Nice. We'll take both hands to frame the extended leg, pressing your palms almost like you're trying to push yourself back. Yeah, nice. And then just a little rotation of that chest, the chest over that leg. And we'll slowly, gently fold over the left leg. You can hold on to the calf or the heel, giving space to the back of the neck again, and let the shoulders hug towards your hips. So if you're feeling your shoulders up in your ears, you're feeling your chin trying to push down towards your knee and that's stressing the neck, just find that little notch in your collarbones and let your chin just rest right in that little notch. Yeah, nice. So as we open the top of the neck, this is where we tend to store a lot of stress and fear. It's at the brainstem. So maybe just let your breath wash through that area to help you release stress, fear. And we'll keep holding the legs. Let the shoulders come up, the head come up. Nice. Beautiful. And now we'll bring the hands behind, just switch legs. So first, just bring both hands to frame the right foot, aligning your chest with that leg as you press into the hands. You can just keep the foot relaxed. And let yourself melt over that leg. Hands can hold the calves or the heels. Shoulders hugging back towards the hips to give that space to the neck again. And just again feeling the breath moving into the back of the neck, helping to release any anxiety, tension in the jaw. Nice. So still holding the legs, we'll lift the shoulders, lift the head. And then we'll release and let both legs straighten out. And we'll come forward over the legs. And the feet can just stay relaxed. You can hold your calves or heels. And just feeling the spine opening. Each vertebra separating from the one above, the one below. Feeling the spine become a little bit longer. While you keep grounded through the tailbone, sit bones. Notice how your breath moves. Nice. Now lift the head and shoulders. Feel the stretch in the upper back. Great. And now we'll bring the hands behind And bend the knees so that they're hip distance apart, parallel. Okay. So option one here is just to hug the shoulders forward and feel a little tuck of the pelvis. Okay. Feel free to stay here. Next step, if you want to go there, is just keep scooping the hips under to lift the body. And then pushing the shoulders towards your knees so your weight's more on your feet. Just let your toes relax down. Nice. Now, if you're wanting to bring the head back, let the throat come forward before you tilt the head back so you don't collapse in the back of the neck. Relax your eyebrows, your eyes, your jaw. Right, and then we'll tuck the chin. Slowly come on down. And you can ease onto your back. Once you come onto the back, just let the knees come over the hips. And the feet can extend up for the ceiling. Arms can rest next to your body. So stage one here, just having the legs reaching for the ceiling. If you'd like to go deeper into shoulder stand, you can press your arms into the floor as the feet come towards your head. And if the hips come up, you can catch them with your hands, creating a little shelf with the heel of your hand and your fingers cradling the hips as they reach for the ceiling. Okay. And if you're going deeper still and you're bringing your hands towards your ribs, push the feet away from your head so they stack over your hips. And then feel the sit bones, the bottom of your hips, tuck up towards the ceiling, like you're trying to stand tiptoe on the ceiling. Right, if you're in that full shoulder stand, you want to come into plow, just bring the hands to the hips again. If it's comfortable for you and you can control your center, you can keep the legs straight and hug the legs together as they come back behind your head. Otherwise, bend the knees, bring them to your shoulders first, then let the feet drop back. And if they touch the floor, then you can straighten the knees. Just listening to what your body needs today. And when you're ready to come out of it, your hands can be your brakes, slowly bringing your spine one vertebra at a time to the mat. Nice. And then we'll bend the knees, bring the feet flat to the floor, hip distance apart, parallel. And then bring the palms together over the chest or fingertips. Reach for the ceiling, feel the shoulder blades come off the floor, and press the back of the head into the floor so you feel your lower back flatten. Nice. Then we'll bring the hands next to the body. Continue to flatten the back as you press into your heels so you come into bridge. You start to feel the spine peel off the mat. You can start to bring your arms closer together, squeezing shoulder blades together. And just notice the feet. They're going to want to turn out. Try to keep them parallel to each other. And gently press the heels apart as they push into the mat. Press the back of the head into the floor to take some stress out of the neck. And you can slowly come on down, one vertebra at a time. Bringing the knees over the hips, the hands onto the knees, and just gently push the knees into the hands so you feel a nice stretch through the lower back. Then the knees can rest to the chest, arms open wide out to the sides. Taking a gentle twist with the knees to the right. And if the left shoulder pops up, no problem. And just turn that palm up towards the ceiling and bend the elbow. And when you're ready, you can use your exhale to change sides. And then slowly coming center. You can come into happy baby or give your knees a hug. Beautiful. And then we'll come into our final pose, Shavasana, just letting the legs either straighten out on the floor in front of you, or you can bring the soles of the feet together, the knees apart. And your hands can either turn palms up, or if you feel more nourished by having your hands on your body, feel free to do that. Invite the toes to relax. Feel some space come into your ankles. Let the knees relax. And the hips spreading wide across the mat. Feeling the gentle movement of your belly, your chest with your breath. The shoulders melting into the floor. The elbows, the wrists and fingers, letting go of any need to grip or hold on. And feeling the jaw and tongue relax to bring more spaciousness to the throat and neck. Softening the eyelids and the eyes. As you continue to rest, invite your awareness to your center. Noticing sensation there. Perhaps you feel warmth, a little ball of fire there. Maybe you feel your pulse. Maybe you feel something completely different. But allowing yourself to witness your own center and the flow of the vital force. Allowing your breath to deepen. If that inspires some movement, maybe it comes back to the fingers, the toes, the eyes gently blinking open. And taking your time, you can ease yourself to your side and give yourself a moment there. And then when you feel ready, the hands can help you come up to a seat. So we'll complete our practice with a round of Om. If you care to join me, feel free. Just let the belly be soft, the shoulders relaxed. Taking a deep inhale. Thank you all so very much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'll be here tomorrow morning at 9 if you want to join me then. And then I'll also be, at least for August and early September, I'll be teaching outdoors on Monday night at 7 o'clock at the Carnegie Library. So thank you so much for being here.